Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a gold mine in the desert. I mean, a homestead in the desert. Oh, that was just a Freudian slip. Anyway, Andy and I have been out here. Andy's been here for a few days, and that's why I haven't been posting, because we've been getting other things put together. Well, we've been out here with our metal detectors. He's got his gold bug over there, and we've been checking things out along here, doing some panning today. And what were we panning? Well, here's the pond I was digging before my ATV with the bucket got stolen. So anyway, this is where the water comes down in the heavy rains. This stream flows pretty good, and as you can see, it cuts ruts in the ground and everything. And then it comes into here and it falls into this pond, and there's a lot of clay on top of this. I had my auger here, and right where this all dumps off, we started digging in and taking samples off of here and panning it. Well, this is where we were getting the samples out. And right down below here, about 6 inches in, it's a solid caliche. And you've heard me say caliche before. And what is caliche? Well, these are some of our diggings and samplings that we're going to be going through, and I like the color of that one. That's a little piece of caliche right there. This is caliche right here. It's like concrete, but if you soak it in water, it'll actually let you crumble it up. But right now, this is as solid as can be. See what I mean? But I had to dig that out with the pick. And we've been panning over here now for probably most of the day, since right after breakfast we came out here. And let me show you what we've actually accomplished. And when you see all these different pans here, that's because they all have different purposes. And that one right there is called a finishing pan. That's my finishing pan. And this is my black large river pan. This is Andy's green river pan. And you notice that one side is higher than the other and a different slope. That's so you can put it in the stream, and the water will run in this way and wash up the ripples right there. The gold is heavy, so it'll fall back into the bottom of the pan, and all the lighter stuff will wash out of the pan. It works almost like a sluice box while you're working in a stream or something. These others are just for actually hand panning, and when they have the small ribs in them, those are finishing pans. They help you break it down a little bit more and a little less. Okay, so this is the pan, the finishing pan. It's my finishing pan that Andy's been using, and he's got all the black sand. We use a little magnetic pickup to take that out of the pan after we've panned it down. There's a lot of black sand, so we use a magnetic pickup to take it out and put it into the pan. Well, he's been panning this out for about 45 minutes now, and I'll get in close here, see if you can see it. But right here, you see all the little flakes down in there? Yeah, right there. So he's been pulling those out like crazy and putting them in his little glass vial here. And let's see if I can get that up high enough so you can see it without going right into the sun. Let's go this way. And yeah, I see all the little flour gold he's got in the bottom of this jar. Looks like there's a little bit of black sand in there with it, but he can clean that out and get the fines later on. But in the meantime, that's his day's work so far, and he's still got a lot to go in there. There's still a lot of color in that clump of black sand right there. And like I said, we've been working it for a while. You see the finish here. That's where we add to the water when we're panning. It makes the water wetter, so it makes panning a little easier. So Andy just dug some diggings out of my stream bed up there, because that's my snifter over there for pulling stuff up out of the pan when you see stuff in the pan. Well, it had something in the bottom of it, and I told him dump it into my little tray here. This is a weight tray for checking out the weight of gold. I said dump it in there and I'll clean it out, and look what was in it. Oh my gosh, I got a couple of nice little pieces of flake, real large flake gold there. So yeah, there's like 3 pieces, and those have been sitting in there for over a year with all my stuff put away. And like I said, I showed you my pans when I pulled them out last week. Everything that was still dirty, it still had stuff in it, because right in the middle of doing it, I got involved in other stuff, never finished everything, and I never got my nuggets. Those came out of my sluice box. I never got those nuggets out of my snifter. But thanks to Andy, he found them. This is caliche. Look at that. It looks just like a piece of concrete, doesn't it? But that's just desert dirt mixed with calcium phosphate or something, calcium phosphate or calcium chloride, something like that. But hard as a rock. But we're going to end up breaking that up by soaking it in the water, and we'll pan that out too and see if there's more of those little pieces of gold in there. So Andy's not getting rich, but he's getting his first gold, and that's an important thing, because that once you touch that and see it, you get gold fever. And once you got gold fever, there's no cure. So like I said, I pulled some flour gold out of these stream beds and stuff before on my property. Remember that, it's on my property. But I told Andy any of the flour gold that he pans out up here, he can keep. So I think I just addicted him to
and half the nuggets.
Yeah, he's supposed to get half the nuggets. Any nuggets that come up, well, we split those 50-50. And how are we going to do that? Well, we'll have to sell the gold and put the cash in our pockets. Or one guy can buy the other guy's half out and say, I'll keep that nugget, but I'll pay you the amount of money that it's worth for the other half. So here we have a washout that when the rains came, it had flooded there and washed out. We already checked it with the metal detectors. But I want to say something that a lot of people don't understand. You can have the best metal detector in the world like that, but if he takes that little vial of gold that he's got right here and scans it with that gold bug, it won't make a sound. It will not pick it up, because it's not enough of it to make the metal detector react to it. So when you're talking about little bits of flour gold here and there, or placer gold as it's sometimes called, you're not going to pick that up with a metal detector, or even a pinpointer. A pinpointer will not pick that up either, because it's just not enough mass, not enough metallic mass to pick it up. All right, everybody. So I got that all done. Let me show you some of the other things that I've done today, because I've been up since 6 a.m. Got the coffee going. Texted Andy from, he was staying in his motorhome, and said, hey, coffee. So he came over and we had coffee, and then some fresh eggs and bacon and sourdough toast with butter, and just nice breakfast. Well, it looks like my mulberry trees want a drink of water, so that'll be another thing I'll have to do. And something blew out of Andy's motorhome here. Okay, so you remember one of my hens hatched 3 eggs, and she had 3 little baby chicks in here. Well, they're growing up pretty quick, so I had to get them out of here. So what I did was I came in today and I cleaned up in here. I took the little isolator box out that I had there, so that I can have the nesting boxes back. Let's see if I can do this without messing up. But look at all the eggs in there. And there's another hen that's been brooding, sitting on those. And she's been turning them and everything, so she's out getting something to eat right now. But here's the other two. And I took the old eggs out of there, and yeah, they all had dead baby chicks in them, but only partial. They weren't fully developed yet, so they were never going to get developed. But yeah, over here there's some eggs in there. There's some eggs in there, and I just re-nested these two boxes. So, all right. So where's Mama and the babies? We're going to move out around here. And I got the isolation coop set up. And there's Mama. And there's the little ones. Let's see if I can focus in here. I'll go around the other side. Maybe we'll be able to see better. But this is, they're closed off from the main coop. I've got the sliding door down. So they're all in here now. And let's see if I can get this where yeah, there they are. Okay, so I talked about wanting to sex the babies and see what I had, and I did. I did sex them when I was bringing them over here with Mama. And how do I do that? Well, it's a very simple, 90% correct way of doing it, and it's very, very simple. What I did was, when I was picking up the babies, I would very carefully hold them in my hand and get a good grip on their feet, and then dangle them upside down by their feet. And a hen will leave her head dangling straight down. A rooster will try to come up with his head. He'll try to go up and straighten himself out. He doesn't want his head down low. So I have two hens and one rooster. And they're all black and gray. So Mama's growing her feathers back that she had plucked out and that Blackie had pulled out on her. And she's getting ready to go into the winter, so she's going to grow her feathers back now. And the feed that's in there doesn't have any calcium or layers, egg laying stuff in it. It's just basically all protein. That's for the baby chicks to eat and for Mama to eat, because the protein will help her grow her feathers back. All the other girls here, you remember they were all torn up. Look at how their feathers have grown back into looking just beautiful. Nice and clean. Oh, I got a limper over there. What are you doing over there, limper? Did you step on something? So anyway, I cleaned out all of the coop today. Got them all fed up. Got their food in here, and got their waters filled up, so they're okay to go. And Mama and the babies will be here until the babies are old enough to protect themselves from the other hens. All right, so that's about all that's got done here. And I got my smoker out. Sorry about the wind, it's just starting to pick up now. Getting later in the day. It's probably going on 4 p.m. So I'm going to clean up some of my stuff out there by the gold panning area, and it's going to be time to sit back and have a cold one. So you notice I moved the fire pit because I needed the ring that was underneath it that holds it up, because I got my smoker out. And the smoker's out because Andy bought a tri-tip. We wanted a brisket, but we couldn't find one anywhere. Nobody had a brisket. A brisket, a brasket, a green and yellow basket. Oh, anyway, yeah, I've got the brisket in. Well, I've got the tri-tip in here, all seasoned with a dry rub and wrapped in foil. And I'm cooking this one with propane. I've got my propane heater stove, big stove underneath there, and that keeps a constant heat. And you can see it saying right on ideal. So it's perfect for cooking this, as long as the cover stays on. And then over here, I've got the wet applewood chips. are inside of that foil, and I'll poke some holes in there, and the flies are coming around because that's the tray that the meat was in. And I'll get rid of those in a little while. But I'll poke some holes in that, and then that'll go in through the door, right on the rack, right where the flame is. And later on, it's almost done cooking. That'll give me the smoke flavoring on my big chunk of beef. And it should come out very juicy and tender, just deliciously seasoned. We won't have to add salt or pepper or anything to it. The rub that I put on there takes care of all of that. And one of these days I'll show you all these recipes. When I'm old and I can't do anything else, I'll do a cooking show. Oh my God. All right, everybody, enough of that. So that's where we're at. And I'll talk to you later about this, and I'll let you know how it turned out on the next video. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget the thumbs up down there. Don't forget to subscribe and share. This is G Bear signing off.